This is Mark DePalma, the president of MJD, Strategic Marketing and Communications. Mark, thank you so much for coming in to IMC 600 today. Could you spend a minute telling us about how you helped get M&T Stadium for the Baltimore Ravens, please?
Sure, yeah. M&T back in the mid-90s was entering a new market through acquisition, acquiring a very large bank, and almost doubling in size really overnight. A bank called Allfirst, and Allfirst was headquartered in Baltimore, had branches all across that area, western in D.C., Northern Virginia, that whole corridor. M&T had absolutely no presence in that market at all. No one knew the M&T Bank name. M&T was really just an upstate New York, Pennsylvania bank. So when we were talking about the acquisition and faced with that reality of entering a brand new market where the brand was not known at all, we talked a lot internally about different ways in which we could get the brand on the collective radar screen of the communities out there. And certainly there's a number of ways you could do that. You could try to advertise your way into it, which takes some time. It can be very expensive. Any number of different ways, PR, using PR strategically, community outreach, sponsorships, all those things. And we believe that there was a place for some of that stuff, certainly. But we knew that we had the reality of trying to get almost instant name recognition, if at all possible, and really hit the ground running at the point of acquisitions. And as we were having these conversations, an opportunity was put on our plate, and that opportunity was to put the bank's name on the stadium where the Baltimore Ravens NFL franchise plays. And the naming rights in the previous organization were expiring, and it was up for renewal and or acquisition by a new organization. So we loved the idea of doing it because their stadium is right on I-95, right in the heart of Baltimore. Super high traffic. Having that name up there would be huge. And people in Baltimore are passionate about the Ravens, so we thought here's a great way to tie the M&T Bank name to an institution that people in that area of the country already love and are passionate about. So we loved the idea. Found out the price tag was basically $5 million a year for 15 years, which for a naming rights deal was about what you would expect, I guess. But when we saw it, we were like, wow, this from little M&T Bank here in Buffalo, not a big spender in terms of marketing in general. How is this ever going to fly with the leadership of this organization? But myself and other colleagues at the bank who really felt like it was the right thing to do said, you know what? Let's just see if we can build this case. Can we make a business case to spend this kind of dollars, make this kind of investment? So we did, and a lot of hard work went into trying to quantify the benefit of doing this. It's not just slapping your name on the stadium. It's the impressions that you get from doing that, certainly, but it's also how can you activate that sponsorship, bring that to life, establish the relationship with that team, and reaching out to the community, doing all kinds of creative things to leverage that sponsorship. And if you can do that, and you can realize the upside of that, and to quantify the upside of that, then it becomes much easier. So that's what we did, and we're able to build what I think will ultimately prove to be a pretty compelling case, and present a compelling case to the management of the bank to say we believe it makes sense to do this, we believe it makes sense to spend this money. And I think, and we're able to get that approved. And I think as we look back on it now, the bank has been in that market for more than 10 years, or about 10 years, I guess, and no, more than 10 years. And I think that has proven to be a sound investment as you look back on it in retrospect now, because the bank has the leading position now in that market in terms of market share. I believe that's true. And is certainly considered to be, a major player in that area. And I think a fair amount of the initial traction that the bank got was really directly attributable to that effort, putting that name in that stadium and activating that sponsorship.
So when the Bills play the Ravens, who does M&T cheer for?
It is a great source of controversy, because there are clearly those folks that are passionate about the Bills and those that are passionate about the Ravens. So there's always a friendly bet, I think, that goes on there. But
all right. Well, thank you so much. And it was a bold move to make a recommendation of $75 million to a company not normally in marketing, but it's paid off.
Yeah, it seems to have. It seems to have been the right decision. So.
All right. Thank you.